Hi everyone, today I thought I'd do a progress pan update because it's been 3 months since I filmed my intro. I've been obviously using the products, but I have yet to update you guys, and I thought I'd do that now, better late than never, right? I did start my project in November, so a little bit earlier than the start of the new year because I wanted to give myself a chance to succeed, given this is my first time doing a project pan. And I have to say, I feel like I've done pretty okay, like pretty well. I mean, I did choose some fairly, I guess, easy products given that they were really nearly finished anyway, but I just needed that bit of a push just to finish them up because sometimes I hoard things and not finish things because I am kind of scared of finishing it. By the way, I actually did this makeup 12 hours ago and the eye makeup, it's still so vibrant, I feel, and it hasn't creased. I used the Dose of Colors Baked Browns, and I think my eyelids still look pretty good. I've also used the Linda Hallberg Metallic Mysteries palette. I want to try and get my videos less than 15 minutes, so we're going to try and do that this time. So the first category I had was base products, and the first product I included was this Estee Lauder Double Wear All Day Glow BB Moisture Makeup. I am proud to announce this has finally been used up. This is a discontinued product, and that's why I was slowly using it up because I love this product. It's got a pretty good coverage for a BB cream. It gives a really nice radiant glow to your skin. And given that I feel like one of my major issues with my skin is it looks often dull and dry, and so this combats it and gives it some hydration and some glow, which is why I've loved this and did not want to use it up. But you know what, all good things have to come to an end, and this is way too old. I bought this when I was living in the Philippines, and that was like 3 years ago. So glad this is gone, but at the same time I'm kind of sad as well. That's one done. 17 to go. Okay, so then we have the Nars Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturiser, and I'm in the shade Alaska Light 2. It's what I'm wearing now, and it's what I've been using for the past couple of weeks. I was actually using another foundation, and I was using that on the daily, and I hadn't used this one at all. But I actually like that foundation so much that I decided to tag team this one in because I wanted to save that one up a little bit. I'm probably like 80% done with this because there's a bit of air here and I feel like the product is sitting around here. I feel like I'll definitely get a lot of use out of this in summer because it's got an SPF of 30, and I generally like a lot of SPF when it's summer. And on top of that, it's a nice, fairly natural looking tinted moisturizer. I mean, people have come up to me, not just come up on the street, I mean, people have noticed, people around me have noticed and asked me if I'm wearing anything on my skin. I'm like, I wish my skin looked like this. Then we have the Charlotte Tilbury Healthy Glow, and this one stinks. It doesn't stink because it's old, it just stinks because this is how it smells. It comes like this, smelling like this. I have only used this once, and it wasn't even on my skin, it was on one of my male friends. I tried this on him and it actually looked really good. Maybe I should just give it to him. I feel like I can definitely use this, but I just haven't wanted to. I'm gonna persist. This one is definitely gonna be out of my collection by 2018, one way or the other. So the foundation I was talking about earlier, the one that I stopped using because I really enjoyed it so much, was actually this Peau Silky Cream Foundation. When I rediscovered this, and I first started using it again, I hated it. It always remained tacky and it never quite set, and if I smudged my face just a little bit, off the foundation went, and it just did not have a fantastic wearing power because I wear my makeup for a very long time, like 12-hour, 14-hour days. However, I have found a way to make this work, and it does look beautiful on the skin. It's really pretty good coverage. I would say medium to buildable. This is almost finished. I don't want to finish this up too quickly. I'm going to save this for special occasions when I want my skin to look really nice and a little bit more full coverage. But rest assured, I will be finishing this up by the end of the year because, again, old product. So moving on to bronzers and highlighters, I've got this Nars Laguna bronzer, and this is an oldie for sure. I have made a bit of progress. Reason being is because it actually cracked and fell off, and then I have been using it as well. But I have realized that if you put your brush into one spot all the time, it cracks really easily. So I've kind of just been avoiding like going in the same area because I don't want it to crack, because chances are if it does, I'm not going to press it because I'm way too lazy for that. And I've also got way too many bronzers. So I feel like if it cracks, it's done. Okay, then we have this Rouge Bunny Rouge bronzing liquid, and this is in As If It Was Summer Still. Update on the packaging is I dropped this and the lid has cracked, which is really annoying, but this is what happens. I drop things so often. At least the bottle didn't break, so that was appreciated. But pretty much where I was the same time, because I haven't been using this. I think I've used it once since the start of my project pan, which is really dismal. And the reason why I haven't been using it is because, again, I've just been using the CLINIQUE foundation and the Nars one, and they're fairly good matches on my skin. How I used to use this was, if I had a foundation that was too light, I would mix it with this. So in order to really use this, I feel like I need to get a foundation that's lighter, because I feel like that's the way that this works best, rather than on its own. Hopefully in my next update, I'll have better news. Then next we have this Japanese brand 3, and this is the Shimmering Duo in 02. Recently, I have really been into cream products, but before that, before my project pan, when I wasn't using so much cream products, I never used to really go for cream products so much, and I don't know why, because for someone with dry skin like me, these sit beautifully on the skin and they don't emphasize texture like some powder products would. So I've actually hit pan on the highlighter. Before that, before the project pan started, there was no pan, you couldn't see the pan at all, so I'm really happy with that. I've been chipping away at this. I made really good progress on this too, so I have no doubt that I will finish this by the end of the year. Then we have the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette, and this is the progress. I have almost finished using this up. So previously I had more to work with. This one had already finished because I love this so much. I don't know, I already have a single of it, but this one I still had a bit, and this one, the pan has definitely increased. Once I finish using this shade up, it's kind of gonna be, I feel like it's not gonna be as fun to use, because this powder by itself, this one is dim light. I don't think I'm that big a fan of dim light. Like, I feel like it doesn't do very much for my skin at all. Like, it sits on my skin and it doesn't do anything. But all mixed together, all three of these mixed together, it looks beautiful. By the way, someone has mentioned, I think Liv Loves Her Makeup, that they have reformulated this palette and now it's more glittery, which is really sad, because this does not really have any glitter at all. You can see it on my hand. It's more of a sheen. So I'm hoping not, because if it has, I probably won't repurchase it. Then we have the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. And I bought this so long ago that it doesn't have, you know, 01 or 02. This was the only shade you could get back in the day. I dropped this, and this is what it looks like. I've been using it like those girl on meteorites and just like swirling my brush around and using it like this, because I am just too lazy to repress it. I have to look back on the footage. I think the pan for this is slightly bigger. But I don't feel like my progress is that much. I can't remember what I said, but I think it was potentially to use this whole thing up, and I don't know if I'm getting able to do that because it's a lot of product still. It took me a long time just to get it to this point. And last in this category is the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drop in Sunlight. I was using this in combination with this, which is why I feel like I've actually reached for it, because previously I was kind of stumped as to how to use this. This actually dries down so quickly. Like, you have to work really quickly with it because it actually does set pretty quickly. Because this one is so tacky and it doesn't really set, this plus this is a perfect combination. So if you have this and you have no idea how to make it work, try using it with one of your foundations that doesn't set. Like, not a matte foundation, but maybe a fairly runny, tacky foundation if you have something like that. Now, I was kind of silly because I didn't actually mark how much I had started with, but I'm pretty sure it was a full bottle. So let's just assume it was full. And now it's basically at the halfway mark, which is absolutely amazing. I feel like it didn't even take that long to make it halfway, which is crazy because I've probably only been using this for like 2 months. I wasn't even using that much as well. I probably was using maybe 1 drop with my foundation. And let me tell you, this is potent stuff. It really does give the skin a glow. And once it's done, I probably won't repurchase this because it's kind of finicky to use. Moving on to blushes, I've got some really exciting progress to show you. I have finally finished up this Weiss. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Really sorry if that's not how you pronounce it. This KW blush. This was in Desired Glow. I actually had to get a spatula and just get the little last bits of it. And I have to say, I really enjoyed this blush. Again, because I have dry skin and dull skin, this looks really beautiful on the skin, and it gives a really nice flush of color without emphasizing texture and without making your skin look really kind of aged. I would definitely repurchase this in future, but I feel like I've got so many blush products to work through that I probably won't do so in the near future, but eventually I would like to. So I'm going to keep the compact because this is refillable, and save a bit of money on that because the compact actually does cost more if you buy it with the compact. I was actually supposed to talk about this first, but I think I got too carried away because I was really excited about my progress on the KW blush. But this is the RMK Classic Film Cheeks. It's a little bit grotty. That's the annoying thing about this. It does get really gross. Can you see all the product around the rim? I should have marked this before I started this video. I've used a little bit. I haven't used this as much as the KW one because I was using that on the daily because I was loving it. I'm optimistic that I'll be able to finish this by the end of the year. Again, really enjoying cream products. So yeah, it's a nice kind of summery coral blush. And then lastly, we've got this Becca Beach Tint in Watermelon. And I got this, I feel like, a free with purchase from one of those trashy magazines years ago. And this is in the shade Watermelon. It's so strong, the smell. I feel like this was once upon a time one of those cute little things where, ooh, it smells really nice and fruity, but now I kind of hate it. I feel like it's obnoxiously strong. It does look nice, but it definitely shears out a little bit too much for my liking. I've probably used it a handful of times. I feel like it's gonna go off really quickly and I really should focus on using this. It hasn't done anything bad to my skin in terms of an allergic reaction, which is great because it is always a little bit of a risk when you're using old products. So if you have sensitive skin, I wouldn't recommend it, but yeah, I just can't wait to get this out of my collection. I've actually got one more blush product to show you, and this is the Nars Stephen Klein Blush Palette One Shocking Moment. My aim was to hit pan on one of the shades. I think it's going to be a really hard thing because these are quite densely packed, and I have really been focusing on this shade Luster. I actually really like the shade. Out of all the shades in here, that's my favorite. And if you have, you know, yellow undertones like me, this is the kind of shades that I do find really flattering. I don't always wear powders on top of my cream blushes because I do like the apples of my cheeks to remain powderless, just so that my skin looks like skin, because that's the kind of look that I like. But on days where I feel like I want a little bit more coverage, I do go in with a powder blush. So that's the shade I've been using whenever I want a blush. Next we have the one eye product that I included in my project pan, and this is the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I've been using this pretty much every day of my project pan that I've been wearing eyeshadow, and I feel like I haven't made any progress because I use a really small amount. Again, it's one of those products I feel is really hard to judge how much product is in there. I'll probably arbitrarily mark this where I feel like the product is sitting, but it's probably not 100% accurate. Let's hope I've actually used more than I feel like I have. I can't wait to get rid of this because I'm not a fan of this. I have lots of folds on my eyelids and this just doesn't hold up for the majority of eyeshadows. This one, it hasn't creased, which is great, but a lot of my eyeshadows will crease if I use this because it's simply not strong enough. But I've just kind of been like, whatever, and used it anyway. Now moving on to lip products, I included the Clinique Chubby Stick in Heaping Hazelnut in my project pan, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say, but I've lost that product. I don't know where it is. It's probably in a bag somewhere. I had a look around and I can't find it. So safe to say that there will be very little progress on that because I swear I've probably used it 5 times. So that's not looking hopeful. I probably won't finish that product up by the end of the year, which will teach me a lesson to never include lip products in my project pan ever again. Last category is powders, and I have 2, so we're nearly there. I have this Silky Nuancing Loose Powder in Glow. The more I use this powder, the more I hate it. I feel like it doesn't do me any favors. It leaves a little bit of a white cast to my skin, and it actually ages my under eye area, so I can't really use that in my under eye area. I mostly use this under my fringe where it does get oily. I have made some good progress, but I'm probably like, I don't know, 3 months off finishing this. I can't wait till I finish this powder up. I feel like this is overpriced piece of crap. Sorry. And then lastly, we've got the Makeup Forever HD powder. Lots of people don't like this powder, but I have found that using the slightest amount will avoid giving myself a white cast underneath the eyes. It doesn't crease my eyes and make them look aged. So that's kind of where I've been using this the most. But honestly, this is going to take me a long time to finish up. I potentially might not even finish it up by the end of the year because you only need such a small amount. And this jar is basically full. I don't know, maybe it was a bit ambitious to include 2 face powders. So those are all my updates for my project pan. I think I made some good headway on some of the products, but there are others that I really need to use a bit more. I hope you're all going well with your project pans. If you're doing one, let me know in the comments below if you're doing one. I'd love to cheer you on. Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of this face and more updates in my project pan, please subscribe. Anyway, thanks for watching and I hope to catch you in the next one.